Welcome to week 5 of Sooner Sports Show, where fans come to talk about the teams they love. I'm Shannon Danielle.
I'm Troy.
Welcome. So this week we had a prediction on our last week.
Yes.
And how does it feel to lose to me? I mean, it was our first betting time, and
we had it in the bags.
We did.
And to the last minute.
Your prediction was 27-24 to win. My prediction was 24-27 to lose, which OU's final in their football game against Missouri, if you did not listen to our last episode, they ended up with 23-30. And I was honestly surprised. I really went against Troy just to make it kind of friendly competition, but I really wasn't expecting us to lose. I was expecting to lose to Troy, but I wasn't expecting to lose the game.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that game? Deep sigh tells a lot.
We had it in the bags. We did. We just let it slip away like all the other games. The Tennessee game was like that. The South Carolina game. The turnovers killed us, literally.
I feel like that has been the hardest thing to watch this season because I can't blame it on one person, one coach, but when you just keep dropping the ball, you keep making these fumbles, you keep having these turnovers.
That kills you.
It really does because it gives the other team, which these teams this is our first year in the SEC.
Yes.
So these teams are used to playing more aggressive ball.
Physical.
And if you lose that ball, they will jump on it.
Yeah.
They will take that opportunity.
I've seen it now where.
And so I really can't say that there was one player or one coach. I do think that we're doing better on offense.
They were to a degree, but
compared to the first part of the season, they're improving. But
the running game is looking a lot better.
Yes.
I do know that.
I believe didn't our kicker and our quarterback have about the same?
Yeah, which that's kind of bad though.
I know. That's showing though that there's some fundamental aspects that we're really needing to work on because
that's why bringing in that new offensive coordinator, they got to go right away and work with whoever the quarterback is. It's Arnold, Hawkins, or even a portal quarterback, which I think they are going to bring in a portal quarterback.
That's something too with the portal opening with how OU's looked this season. Usually you're pretty aware who's going to be going to the portal. They've made their announcements, but this year it seems like next year we could have a whole new team and a whole new coaching staff. I'm really thinking that everyone could be on the line because playing at OU this year hasn't been the OU that it's been in years.
No, it's not the standard state.
And that won't keep players on the team. I mean, those guys want to win. They don't want to play against teams and just be eliminated every round. And
that's true.
We only have 2 games left.
Alabama and LSU.
And I wish I could say that I thought we were going to win against Alabama, but I honestly, the way Alabama's been playing this year, I mean, they really are a very dominant team. I have hopes against LSU. LSU,
you do.
No offense, but they've been sliding.
Yeah, I know about LSU, man. They're good.
They're really good. But so the only chance that we have for bowl games, though, is honestly, I think LSU is.
Unless we get Sooner Magic.
Yeah.
You never know about
Sooner Magic. Pray for that Sooner Magic because we have been showing improvements, but
the run game looks really good. I seen. But,
and we can kick the ball.
Yeah.
We can kick it.
Yeah, we can kick the field goal now. Last year we had struggle with the kicking field goal, and that same kicker was benched, and now he's back kicking 59. That was a 59-yarder.
I was really impressed. So, shout outs to him but you can't win with that.
Yeah,
you can't rely.
Those field goals need to be going towards touchdowns.
Yes,
that would have won the game.
Yes.
It would have.
Absolutely. Yeah. So unfortunately, you did lose the bet.
Yes.
And last week we had said that we were having a super fan this week. Unfortunately, our super fan had a scheduling conflict, so we're hoping that he will be joining us next week, which will be an even better week because he'll be able to talk about what is now the standings for the SEC. We have a lot of teams tied up, which this next week we'll break that up. We have, I think it's 9 teams. We're ranked number 9. Alabama's ranked number 5 for our next game. And so there's a lot of teams that this next week will really, or the next couple weeks will really determine who's going to be hitting those bowl games.
Yes.
So who do you think's a surprise that's been coming up?
I feel like Ole Miss is a team to watch.
I really have been shocked by them coming up. Whenever I watched Georgia lose. I was like,
They beat them handily, honestly.
I felt like Georgia looked more like us than ever before, and I was like, I have been rooting for Georgia. Why are you acting like this?
Yes.
Georgia has been, and they're not my team, but they've been my team this year. Watching them play, they play aggressive ball. They're able to. I love being able to watch a team that can, after you do a play, if you do a play more than once against Georgia, they're going to be able to read you, and they start repositioning, and they have enough players too that they just rotate and rotate, so you're not seeing the
same players out there
and the tiredness that OU has.
I know.
You don't have as many of the players to rotate that out. So
and I feel like Georgia still has a chance to get to the playoffs. They still can get to the SEC championship, win it, and get to the playoffs.
Yep. We've already discussed this, but we were predicting Oregon, Ohio, Georgia, and Texas to at least make it into the playoffs. Who's going to win? I mean, at the moment and how it's been standing all year is Oregon, which Oregon has our quarterback Gabriel
that used to play for
played for us last year, and I wish he was still on our team this year.
I think he could at least squeeze, I'd say maybe a couple more wins out. Maybe 3 games with the roster that we have, maybe 3 games.
At least I think we would have made 6 to be in the bowl.
Yeah, I think we at least would have done that.
So
because of the team that's still here, have a lot of injuries.
I think a game that's really going to be good to watch, and it's the last game of the season, is Texas and A&M. That's really because right now those 2 Texas teams, I feel like Texas will make the top, but I just don't know exactly which Texas at the moment. Right. Everyone is saying Texas, but A&M's coming up.
Yeah, A&M's good. I would be rooting for A&M in that game. I don't like Longhorns.
No offense if you're a Longhorns fan, but this is a rivalry that's been going on longer than we've been alive, so we just have to stand behind what's already there.
And they're a good team. Texas is a good team. They're prepared. They're prepared to go to the SEC 2 years ago, it looked like.
Yes, I think that they did better preparations than
they did. I think they did, honestly.
I mean, the weight class that they've got on those guys, the performance that they've put out, I think that they were at least better prepared.
Yeah, better. And you can see it on the field. So, anyways.
But to bring up a more positive spin, basketball has started for OU.
Yes.
And right now, Alabama's ranked number 1 in college basketball at 4-0, but the only reason why is mainly because there are 9 teams that are with 3-0 tied up, including, we're talking about women's at the moment. For women's, there are 3 teams tied up, or 9 teams tied up with 3-0. So the only reason Alabama ranks number 1 is just because they've had 1 more game than the whole spread.
Yeah. So the women is pretty good.
What was
the center of the women, Beard? She scored 27 points, had a double-double. They haven't had that done in a long time.
Yeah, at least we're coming into basketball. Basketball is looking great. Men's is looking good as well. They're not ranked quite as high as the women, but they're only 2-0. But at least there's not losses.
Yeah,
I mean that's so.
They got to continue to prove in. Don't give up, because the men basketball, they do good in the preseason, then they fall off and they go to the conference play. That's what happens. So hopefully our women are going to pull us through. I think they will. And we still got softball that'll come up. Yeah, that'll be coming up soon. And so I'm really hoping that basketball at least pulls through OU for that OU mentality that we've got. What about the NBA? Because we're going to bring up basketball. So how is your favorite teams doing? They're doing good. They're 7-5 now.
That's awesome. Yes. So, and Thunder's been doing great. Like, Thunder beat my Bulls, and I watched the Bulls-Minnesota game the other day, and I was yelling at the screen because I feel like the Bulls were missing things, the fundamentals. No offense to Giddey, but I was yelling at him. I was like, you have a wingspan of like 7 feet, put their arms up, post up. You don't just stand there and just let them run all over you. But Minnesota's team.
Yes.
They really were.
They are a good team.
Dominating.
They went to they did go to the conference deal last year in the West.
What do you think, though, with now Chet having that injury? How do you think that's going to
I think that all the players going to have to step up. Because Chet was playing at a high level as possibly a defensive player of the year award. That's how he was playing right now.
Yeah.
At that moment.
Oh, absolutely. I still think Thunder are doing well.
Yeah, well, yes.
Still, they're beating my Bulls. So no offense to my Bulls, who I love, but I don't know that we made some good calls in taking who we traded and who we picked. So Bulls, do better next year. Just count for next year,
yes.
Because right now, isn't it the Cavaliers leading the East with?
Yes, Cavaliers. Yeah, they're 13-0,
and the Thunder is leading the West.
Yeah.
So right now, again,
but the West, the records are almost identical.
Yeah, and so Thunder, keep it up.
Yeah.
We got to represent Oklahoma City. Our football team might be stepping down if we don't win the next two. We're gonna have to just say better luck next year and move on.
I really do want to see what happens with OU. This is the most important in OU's, I think, history, because they got to get the right offense coordinator. They got to get the right coaches and right players.
Yes, and I do think Brent will be there next year.
Yeah, I do. I see them. Matter of fact, Joe Stiglione, he already came out and said it.
Yeah. So we'll see in the middle of next year. We'll see once the portal's over. We'll see who's going to be on our team.
Yes.
And every year we've put guys into the NFL, and that's kind of disappointing with how they've played this year, because
there are going to be a few still, like Danny Stutzman and Billy Bowman. Those guys are going to go.
Yeah, I'm really hoping, because if we broke that too, that would be, I think, the first time in 25, 26 years we didn't put someone into the NFL.
Danny Stutzman probably would go first and second round. Danny Stutzman's still playing at a high level. Billy Bowman the same. The defense I'm not worried about,
Yeah. Oh, I like watching Bowman play. And Danny Stutzman's great at leading his team, keeping them around.
Yeah, I know. He really do.
He talks a lot.
He talked to the media just yesterday and said that we stand by our coach. Yeah.
And that's really what you want.
Yeah, a leader
really
like
need
that.
Someone like that.
Yeah.
So I really hope that even if we don't make bowl games, that this doesn't affect our
recruiting.
Yes, the recruitment for our boys.
We got to stick together on that recruiting. Because we're top 10 in recruiting. So.
Yeah, we deserve to be.
Yeah.
We're just having a bad year.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that we should be put out. It's just
one of those years.
It's just unfortunately one of those years.
Yeah.
But with changing in offensive coordinator midseason, with how things have been going, we've learned a lot.
Yes.
I think it's a very much a learning year. You don't get to step into a different conference and not have challenges.
Yes, that's true.
So Texas, I just think, was a little more prepared.
That's what I think.
We somehow have, I don't know if it's a mental game that's making them lose the fundamentals. I really can't.
I don't know. They collapsed, literally. And that's something they're going to have to. That turnovers killed us the last games. We could have probably been, I was looking at the deals, if the turnovers never did happen, we could have easily been possibly 8-2, honestly.
I honestly think the turnovers have been our biggest.
And offensive line.
If we fumble and turnovers, if we could knock those out, I really think that the team would not be looking
right. And the offensive line, man, they got it. They got to get better.
Yes, because you can't win with just a defense. And it seems like every year we're swapping, and we didn't have a good defense.
And Lincoln Riley has a really potent offense.
Yes.
With Baker and Kyler and Hurts and
now we've got a good defense, but our offense, it's a lot of times I feel like you can just see the morale drop, and it's that mental game that just don't let it get in your head. And you've already made it. You've made it to OU. You're playing in some of the top school of the country.
Right.
You're playing ball, but don't let all of the other get in your head. Don't even let our opinions get in your head.
Right, yes.
Know that you are number one for a reason. We are one of the top recruited schools. We put out NFL players you can look on. So we'll jump to the NFL. You got Cowboys players with our team.
Yeah, Dak Prescott's hurt. He's out for the whole year.
Oh, no.
Yeah, yes.
But that's disappointing.
Yeah, I know.
But
sorry, Cowboy fans.
Yeah, if you're a Cowboys fan, no offense, you're right up there with my Bears. You're not having a great year, but I'm so happy that the Cheeseheads are not on top this year.
Yeah.
Green Bay, like you actually had the North taken over. How does that feel that the Lions are
I
up
know.
there?
Again, they're good. Last year they went almost to the Super Bowl. This year I think they can probably go. It's the first time in.
That would be
ever.
the first time ever for the Lions.
I think that'd be a big story.
Kansas City's still 9-0. They're still leading the teams. So with the NFL, it's.
But remember when the Patriots went all the way undefeated and they lost?
Yeah.
And they didn't even get to the Super Bowl that year.
Well,
they did get to the Super Bowl that year, but lost in the Super Bowl.
I would not be disappointed to see someone take that Chiefs crown from them because they've owned it for a few years. But, I mean, they have a great team.
Yes.
Definitely. I mean, it's not that they're, I guess, cheating or that's any favoritism. It's all right, and you can't blame the Taylor Swift fans for how the Chiefs are playing. They really are playing well, but
yes,
I would love to see the Chiefs and Lions in the Super Bowl. I'd love to see the Bears make the Super Bowl, but again, the chances of that,
Buccaneers make it.
Yeah, the chances of that happening are about as much as OU winning the conference and taking all the bowl games. Yes. So I really can't make predictions like that, but. We'll still be at the Super Bowl with whatever teams make it, and I would love to see the Lions there. I mean, for a chance for their teams to get represented. It's kind of like the Cowboys. I feel like the Lions go up and down. Yes. What about those 49ers? They've been coming up this year.
They're pretty good. They beat my butt.
That's another team that hasn't been great. Just like the Lions, they've been good in a while.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens going forward in the playoffs and who's going to make it. I feel like the Lions has a really good chance. So.
I think so too. I was just really surprised seeing the 49ers this year with their wins because that's been a team that's kind of like the Bears. You always have a better team, and even this year they're number one in their conference. So that's really impressive. So shout out to our Lions fans out there again. Even though you're beating my Bears, you're at least beating Green Bay. So I'll give you the credit because you took Green Bay down.
Definitely.
I'm tired of seeing Green Bay on top. So, all right. We're not as versed in our NHL, which are our hockey, but we do have a super band that will be coming up. Dallas Stars, for people that do watch hockey, Dallas Stars are ranked number 3 in the Central right now. So hopefully our upcoming super fan will be able to update us more
on the hockey
world and get us up to date. But that, we've covered OU, we've covered our NFL, NHL, NBA. We've really covered a spread this time. So what our last thing to talk about is how do you think we'll fare with our next game? What do you want to make any predictions on the score? Do you want to make any calls on that? I know we're both saying that we think we'll lose. I mean, unless there's a Hail Mary.
Unless it's Suter Magic,
Like, we need a Hail Mary like what happened against the Bears, I guess you should say.
Redskins.
That's still a game that, like, wish it would have been another team that made the Hail Mary this year, but it was... again, my Bears took it like champs. We're still solid fans, but so how do you predict this next game coming up? Because we're also playing at home on our home field.
If we can run the ball, we can keep it close we can keep it close. We got to control the clock. Don't let Alabama on the field all the time with the offense, or they'll blow us out. So we need to run the ball.
Keep the ball in our hands.
Yeah. No turnovers.
Keep that ball.
And we'll see what happens. But I feel like they'll keep it close anyways to the half. And then I think, but I feel like Alabama will pull it out. Because right now, OU's still just struggling.
They really are. And that seems like where they make it to the half. And I don't know what it is about the second half that just seems like we just start to fall off. I don't know if it's because the other teams were able to read us by then.
Yes.
They go in at halftime and just reevaluate their teams and then just come out with
we gotta do a better game plan in the half, because the second time that happened with Ole Miss and it happened with Missouri.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that we're learning from our mistakes.
Yeah.
And that's not what's going to happen this time. But
So we'll see what happens.
yeah,
I'm always gonna love my Sooners. I hope to God they do win. That would be an upset in the making.
Yes, and we would love to see them get to bowl games.
Yes.
Because this will be the first time again in 20 some odd years that we haven't hit bowl games, and we're usually at bowl games. So that's something that is disappointing for the team, not just for us. Like, it's not as much disappointing for the fans. It is disappointing for them, but as the athletes who have been playing for these, some of these seniors have been playing for 4 years. They've had good years, and then all of a sudden to have this year as their senior year.
That's sad. I don't like that.
I don't like that for them. They
deserve better. Even Stutzman and Bowman coming back and trying to help that team win. It's just,
So, well, our predictions are for the loss, but please play some Sooner magic. I mean, you guys have had these weeks to practice. We've had a bye week, so you've been able to get in there, reevaluate, watch game tape, practice, and just really work on the fundamentals so that we can come back and say we were wrong. I will be very pleased if the next time we talk about the OU that we're able to say we were wrong.
Yeah, I know. That would be.
I'll take the loss and say that I was wrong.
I would too.
I would gladly take that and say that I was wrong in my predictions if we can pull off that.
Yes.
So is there anything else you'd like to talk about before we're signing off for this episode?
That's about it.
All right. Well, this is week 5, episode 5. Hopefully you've seen improvements from us. Hopefully more improvements than we've seen from our team, but we've got women coming up in basketball. They're doing great. Men's basketball. We've got Thunder. It's also doing great. So Oklahoma City Oklahoma still puts out really great players, really great athletes.
Yes.
We are well known across the country now for being a team to watch on all kinds of sports, from college to the NBA. So definitely Oklahoma has made its name. And I'm very proud to say that, because 20 years ago, most people didn't know.
I know where Oklahoma was.
Yeah, they didn't even know Oklahoma existed compared to now, where people are excited to get to come to the Norman Field, coming to see Thunder at Paycom.
Yeah.
And so, well, I guess that'll be it. This is Shandon and Yo.
This is Troy.
We'll be signing off. Have a good day.